On ESPN, and we're inside legendary North Perry Stadium, the campus of Bowling Green State University today, as Joe Moorhead brings his Akron Zips into tangle with Scott Leffler and the Bowling Green Falcons. So great to see you, everybody. Delighted you're here. You come to the right place. Michael Regai, my partner, the hard-hitting safety, Marcus Ray. Should be a good one this afternoon. And defensively, you got to keep your eyes closely attached. We'll start with Akron. Now, this is a football team that defensively in opening quarters, Marcus, has a way of keeping themselves with big defensive plays in games.
They stop the run well. They don't give up very many big plays. They're getting more pressure on the quarterback. And in opening quarters, as you see, opponent points 14. Their problem isn't how they start, it's how they finish. But they've got Fish and McCoy at linebacker, and C.J. Nunnally, he'll get after you as well.
Now, for the Bowling Green Falcons, big-time road win last week against the Buffalo Bulls. How did they do it? Marcus, defensively, they created 5 turnovers that put points on the board for them to give them an opportunity for the W, which they put in the win column.
As you see, they're right there at top of the nation and create turnovers. They had 2 pick sixes. They lined up and zone blitzing from all over the place. They did well stopping the run, but when you create 5 turnovers, 4 interceptions, and 2 of them go back, you're pretty good.
Is this not a football Saturday in the month of October? yeah, it is. A temperature about 55 degrees, maybe, I don't know. We do have a little bit of a rain coming down, very light. Now, the wind shouldn't be an issue today, and that temperature probably will get down around 50 degrees by the time we get done with this one today. Is Freddie Falcon. Look at Freddie. He's ready to go.
Yeah, Freddie's ready to watch some good football today.
Yeah, he is. Akron won the toss. They deferred, so it's Bowling Green that'll get their hands on the football first. Welcome to it, everybody. Game on in North Perry Stadium. And this is the Bowling Green Falcons on that return. Strong return it is. They'll start at the 32-yard line. As on that BG return, as we take a look at the series history for Bowling Green returning the opening kick and with that good field position at the 32-yard line. Starting quarterback today, Marcus, we think we might see both for now, the time being. It's Connor Bazelak. Bazelak, this will be his 6th start of the year, had a leg injury and a hand injury, but he's getting the call today for head coach Scott Leffler. And he's going to put it up right away. He'll check down, and he'll find his very talented running back. It's Teron Keith. Teron Keith currently running at number 2 in the running back slot behind Terrion Stewart. So there's the numbers, Marcus.
Yeah, he didn't play last week, and that was a game-time decision. Had a lot to do with the system and the weather, and you mentioned the injuries, but he's a big kid. He has a strong arm. He understands the system. That's why they came out with that play action on the first play.
On 2nd and 3, that's a strong hit from that Akron linebacking core from Antavius Fish. Look at Fish, the big 235-pound junior, as he was able to put the stop on Tremaine Brown. Brown had the ball carry, so big hit by Fish, 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, he had 13 tackles a week ago, and he just makes plays in space. He can run like the wind, too, and he does well in pass coverage as well.
Bowling Green going to run the football. Should be enough for the 1st down. As on that carry was, again, Terrion Stewart. Stewart got taken down by C.J. Nunnally. As you get a good look at Scott Leffler. Leffler, former college teammate of my partner Marcus Ray. They played together for 4 years for Lloyd Carr back in the 90s as Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah, it's good to see old Scotty with a head job, man. He's coached a lot of places.
It's a big-time run. Breaking free is Terrion Stewart. Stewart running through that A-gap, and that turned into a big play as he finally gets pushed out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Well, they ran the split zone play where you block the H-back away from the line, and he's been doing this all year. This Terrion Stewart 123 a week ago. I mean, he has 25 plus runs over 10 yards or more.
Now off that play action, Connor Bazelak going to keep the football, and Bazelak got put to the ground. Now Bazelak probably not the most effective runner of the quarterbacks that Scott Loeffler has used this year. There's Bazelak, Camden Orth have been the two. We might see them both today.
Yeah, Connor's more your drop back play action guy. Then when they put Camden in there, they get into a little bit more triple option, wildcat kind of single wing offense.
All right, this is 2nd down and 8. Bowling Green's on the move, approaching the red zone. I'm going to go to that inside counter. Didn't really fool the Akron Zips front 7 defensively, as that was Harold Fannin. Fannin is a terrific tight end. Wears number 44, the sophomore out of that powerhouse McKinley High School in Canton.
Yeah, Northeast Ohio has great football, and I tell you, man, he's a weapon. You see Coach Moorhead in his 2nd season, man. We had a great call with him this week.
Oh,
he was fired up.
We'll tell you a lot about our conversation with Joe Moorhead. All right, this is 3rd down and 4 now to make for Bowling Green. 5 wide receivers with the empty look. Orth will trigger the out. Well, he was trying to go to Jalen Embry, and Bazelak wasn't able to hit that throw. So now decision time for Scott Loeffler. Marcus, 4th and 4. This would be, I don't know, about a 42-yard field goal attempt, but Scott Loeffler's keeping the offense on the football field.
Yeah, I think you go for it here. They haven't had a ton of success. Allen, Anaya kicking the football this year. You got to consider the weather. They have a good drive, and if they get stopped, they still get good field position for the defense.
Movement up front. Bowling Green's offensive line think that that's Akron encroachment that is going to give them the 1st down.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough call. I mean, got a little movement up front. You always got to be aware for them.
Defense, number 40, entering the neutral zone, causing a false start. That 5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
So that's Brian McCoy. That's the linebacker. And he stood right in that A gap. They drew him offside. See, the defensive linemen, they were expecting a hard count. And that's just a costly penalty for Akron. It's lights out as they've been playing all season in the 1st quarter.
All right, that'll give Bowling Green the 1st down. As you just heard from our game referee today, Jeremy Valentine. And look at the Akron defense come up off the edge and put that hit on Terrion Stewart. Again, Akron they've improved, Marcus, defensively, as again making that hit from for Akron from that linebacking spot is Antavius Fish.
Yeah, you can see the keys to the game for Akron: stop the run, get some explosive plays, win the turnover battle. For Bowling Green, they have to take care of the football. They're one of the most penalized teams in the country, and then they've got to win on 3rd down.
All right, 2nd down and 10. The motion. Now that throw is off the hands. They try to hit that crossing route, and it was on the hands momentarily. There, you see, that's the backup tight end that had that football on his hands.
Yeah, Guzarek
wasn't able to pull it in.
Yeah, just ball sailed on Bazelak. And, you know, back to Akron, if you watched them play, you wouldn't know they were 1-6. I mean, the way they fly around on defense, cause havoc, and really make offenses earn everything that they get, that you just wouldn't think they were 1-6.
Now we're going to get a Bowling Green timeout. So Scott Loeffler, with that play clock running down, didn't like what he was looking at. So Bowling Green will take their 1st timeout of this MAC battle against the Akron Zips. All right, we'll come back following this Bowling Green timeout as they're on the move. Bowling Green on the move with their 1st possession of this football game. Michael Rega, Marcus Ray. Partner, who do you have with a couple from each squad that could make a major impact today?
You know what? It's hard to just pick one, but when you look at offensively, Lingard is the guy at running back. Nunnally on defense has 5 sacks. You saw what Terrion Stewart can do. He's already busted loose. Davon Ferguson, 2 interceptions a week ago. All of these guys are going to have an impact on this game.
All right, this is 3rd down and 10 now. Scott Loeffler wanted to talk about it and get everything synced up with his offense. Big play is right at the beginning of the red zone here for quarterback Connor Bazelak. He's going to come underneath. That shallow cross is hauled in by Austin Osborne. Osborne, the senior who started his career in Washington, but Akron's going to get their stop.
Yeah, that's good protection there. Akron just played the sticks. It was 3rd and long, and that was one of the keys to the game was, Bowling Green had to win on 3rd down. That's the 2nd time down here on this same possession. Akron defense got to stop here, so kudos to the defense playing the sticks, making plays in space.
A 36-yard field goal attempt from the left hash here. Trying to put Bowling Green on the board from 46 yards away, and that is true. Down the middle as connecting on that for Bowling Green was Alan Anaya from 46 for Scott Loeffler. So they'll put the first numbers on the board today. Bowling Green's field goal gives them the first quarter lead when we come back.
Make it easy on yourself. Just write down Reese's, then write down eat them, and then you're kind of done for the day.
Bowling Green on the board first with the field goal that gives them this 3-0 advantage. Rain coming down a little bit as the temperature sinks around 50 degrees. Great to have you along here. And that man right there, folks, is a winner, has been a winner in his head coaching career, whether it's at Fordham, whether it's at Mississippi State. As we take a look at the matchup, Akron's won 2 of the last 3, but Joe Moorhead, as we're going to give you more throughout the course of the day, is all about getting this football program in his likeness, and that has been winning for, as we said, at Fordham and at Mississippi State. He gave us it's about preparation, effort, and execution as our mantra to success. Now that boot is a live football. It's going to come up short, and from the 23-yard line, it's going to get decent operating position too. The Akron Zips as on that return, as we said, from one of the up men, that was Contrell White. And we take a look here now. The quarterback today for the Akron Zips is going to be Jeff Undercuffler. He's a 5th-year senior. Young man started his college career at Albany last week. In that loss, threw a touchdown and hit 62% of his throws. So Undercuffler. And on that first snap, he'll stay on the ground with Lorenzo Lingard. Lingard has been their hard-running #1 running back on this football team.
Yeah, he catches the ball out of the backfield, too. 19 grabs for 195 yards and touchdown. Undercuffler's a guy, though, that they like to do more drop-back pro-style offense with versus when Taj Bullock was in there. They like to do a little more quarterback run.
Undercuffler's first throw of the afternoon. That wheel route, he's got Lingard. Lingard might have housed that if not for the outstanding tackle that came from Joseph Sipp, that will linebacker of Bowling Green.
Yeah, they caught Bowling Green in man-to-man coverage, and now all the receivers took off to the right. That was a one-on-one wheel route. Good throw and catch by Akron.
Lingard trying to get to the edge. Not going to get there. Maybe got a couple. As Bowling Green in their all brown uniform look today. Got after that. Now there's a good look at Lorenzo Lingard. As we said, started his career, Marcus, at the University of Florida as a Florida Gator, but has had a solid season here. Came into today averaging just close to 5 yards a carry. Play action, And that out route is hauled in as Jeff Undercuffler has hit a couple of throws. That's Daniel George who made the grab. Started his career at Penn State, the young man from Baltimore, Maryland.
That's a great catch. And George is 6'2", 210 pounds. So he's long, he has a big body, so he has a wide catch radius. And that's a great throw there by Undercuffler. And if you want to attack a defense that created 5 turnovers a week ago, use some play action pass and use a mixed bag on offense.
Didn't quite get to the sticks to Daniel George. This is 3rd and very short. First down, Akron as they went to Drake Anderson. There's a good look at Anderson right there. He's a 5th-year senior, young man from Chandler, Arizona, started his career as an Arizona Wildcat.
Yeah, that's a good run there, too. I mean, he found the seam. His offensive line, Keelan Davis, Williams, those guys, they created a big run lane in there on that split zone action. And Joe Moorhead, I'll tell you, man, he's an offensive mind.
Oh, yeah.
Just like Scott Leffler and all these guys, but Moorhead will mix it up on you with a lot of different things.
There is no doubt about that. So the Akron Zips come into today on the offensive side as Undercuffler again. That's that deep out. Had too much on it, and good coverage, too, from Bowling Green on the secondary. The throw for Daniel George comes up incomplete.
I like how Akron is testing this defense with different plays, play action. You saw wheel routes and running back out of the backfield, will split zone. I mean, when they come out on these first drives, most of these plays, Mike, are scripted. And then after the first 15 or 12 plays or so, then they'll see exactly what the other team's trying to do.
Lorenzo Lingard, who wears number 27, is the running back. He's offset to the left of Jeff Undercuffler. Well, Undercuffler tried to throw that quick out to Alex Adams, and that football just sailed on him. Now this is going to bring up 3rd down and long for Akron.
Yeah, they had a little zone read bubble action going on, and that ball just completely sailed out of bounds. Probably was the best thing, because if had he caught that, Adams, he would have probably lost some yards anyways.
And what Joe Moorhead told us, you need a little bit of everything. He said, we need to have more talent, get the culture right. Me and my coaches also are a large part of that. As he said, these are the positive ingredients that are needed for programs if you want to change the results.
Yeah, he talks about body language, competitiveness, response to adversity, and most of all, finishing.
Pressure coming. Undercuffler in trouble. Put it up in the end zone. The coverage there was incomplete as that throw was intended again for Alex Adams. And on that Bowling Green coverage was the boundary safety, Trent Sims.
It's a good job by Undercuffler extending the play, giving his offense a chance to make a play downfield. And, you know, that's not pass interference. That's why they didn't call it. That's actually good defense. You can face guard a little bit in college without making contact, and that really wasn't a technical ball either. It's good defense by Bowling Green.
All right, you see our end zone look as on the football field is Noah Perez, the sophomore, another young man out of Phoenix, Arizona, 3 for 6 on his field goal attempts. From 45 yards away, he's got enough leg, but he pushed it wide right. So Noah Perez now 3 of 7 on the year. He was 1 of 2 from 40 to 49 yards away, but Marcus, he just simply pushed that to the right of the upright.
Yeah, he didn't really get all of it with his foot. As you see, that hold was just a little off to the timing, and you see his quick bobble, and it just went right. As you said, he pushed it. And the wind here it's not as bad, but I think the rain is affecting how that ball is sailing too. So you see it in the kicking game as well as some of these passes.
So the Bowling Green offense back on the football field. Stay on the ground as that quick run comes from Odu Hilaire. Check that. It was Terrion Stewart. Maybe they lined Hilaire up in that backfield once in a while. But, yeah, you're right. Terrion Stewart.
Yeah, he's a downhill guy. I mean, he completely gashed Georgia Tech, Buffalo. And I think in these conditions, Bowling Green wants to run the ball first. They only passed it 16 times a week ago.
So Stewart got 9, second consecutive carry. He's going to bust it to the outside now. Stewart still alive, but is going to take that carry for negative yardage as that Akron hit again came from Antavius Fish. We've already called Fish 4 times here on 2 defensive looks for Akron. Round the football a lot, Marcus.
Yeah, we're going to call his name a lot more, too. That's a good football play. You see the individual effort by Stewart, but Fish and McCoy are 2 of the finer linebackers in the Mid-American Conference.
All right, Terrion Stewart, this is 3rd down and less than the yard. On that quarterback keep, and Akron's D will have none of that. Coming up on that hit again is C.J. Nunley, the 4th, the young man who was a junior college player at that Independence Community College program in Kansas.
Yeah, what they know is when Orth gets in the game, it's going to be a quarterback run. That was well scouted, well defended, and that's one of our impact players, and you see why. They left him unblocked and tried to get that option look, and Akron wasn't fooled.
So the Bowling Green Falcons are going to have to punt the football away, and that's Jackson Cleather. Cleather's averaging just a shade under 40 yards per boot this year. So Cleather is going to hit this from about his 23-yard line. Well, that line drive shot is going to be fair caught. That's Bobby Golden on the Akron fair catch. All right. Bowling Green with a field goal lead. Akron with the football again when we come back.
We love our house. The outdoor.
He'd been an assistant on the Zip staff. We gave you his winning pedigree. 4 years at Fordham, and then how about a 14-12 mark down in the SEC for 2 years at Mississippi State. The man knows offensive football. The man knows how to coach.
Yeah, he called some plays out there in Oregon, too. I mean, he's amazing.
And his offense has got the football right now. And that first down delay as that call went again to Lorenzo Lingard on the carry. Let's check that. Drake Anderson on the carry. And that Bowling Green hit once again. Gain of 4. 2nd and 6 now. Jake Newell, big tight end. Stay in the ground game. Well, Drake Anderson is 200-pound senior, running the football hard. So he's picked up close to 9 yards on a couple of his carries. Marcus going to break up 3rd and short.
Yeah, they're trying to run a little misdirection in the backfield. And Bowling Green's got some pretty good linebackers too with Darren Anders. I mean, he's a good tackler. And Joseph Sipp, they say he's very elusive. So this Bowling Green defense, 33 tackles for loss, 13 sacks. Both of these offenses are really playing ball control and just trying to get first downs and keep the other offense off the field.
On 3rd down and short. 3rd consecutive carry. That's Akron Zip's first down. Drake Anderson with 3 consecutive carries. Or was that Lingard this time? Oh, well, Lorenzo Lingard. Anderson had the first couple of totes. Lingard on this 3rd down carry to move the sticks.
Yeah, they've been a 1-2 punch, and they don't want one guy to get worn down too much. They're expecting a 4-quarter game. And they believe with the Williams up front, center and right guard, got Chambers on that right side.
6'5", senior quarterback. Jeff Undercuffler going to load it up deep. And how about that leaping grab from Josiah Gathings. Gathings is 6 foot. The redshirt sophomore high-pointed that football, Marcus, on that leaping grab.
Offside. Defense, number 0. That penalty is declined. Results of the play, 1st and 10.
Well, that's just a heads-up play by Undercuffler, understanding that the defense jumped off sides. So he has a free play, and whenever you have a free play, go up top. And then you see the grab there by Gathings. I mean, he just caught that ball. He high-pointed. He didn't catch it clean, but why not take a shot? And the man he beat, Jordan Oladokin, he was out of position right there and just misjudged the football.
26th catch of the year for Josiah Gathings. Back to the ground game. Big hole in that A-gap. Akron's getting it blocked and running the football well. Lorenzo Lingard encountered that A-gap with some space.
You'll see they actually ran 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. That caused one linebacker to plus out, Mike, and then that opened up that run lane there, and they blocked it well for Lingard.
Lingard got 9. Just had a quick look at Joe Moorhead. He's been, as we told you, an offensive coordinating specialist. Many of his stops, he calls the plays here, as Lorenzo Lingard got inside the 15 as he toughed his way into a couple yards in that first down. Moorhead missed it. I call the plays. We talked to him this week. Of course, his offensive coordinator, Billy Fessler, very hands-on with Billy Fessler. Fessler, all the game planning with him, setting up various personnel groupings. But then Joe Moorhead says, I call the play.
I call the play. You know, on the flip side, Scott Leffler used to call the plays as well. Now he does it, but both of these head coaches are very much involved offensively.
Red zone time for this Akron offense. Back to the ground game, outside the edge, into the house, touchdown, Lorenzo Lingard. Well, the Akron Zips got out on that edge, got it blocked well, and Lingard's into the end zone as he's got his second touchdown run of the year.
One thing about Coach Moorhead, the way he calls his offense, he understands how to block people. And right there, the way Bowling Green lines up in their 3-4 alignment, sometimes with a 4-man front, Moorhead just understands how to give you misdirection and to find a runway. And that was a great play call. That was well executed. And they watched that film, and they were impressed with Bowling Green's defense, but they felt like they could run the football.
Yeah, they were, as Noah Perez will add the PAD out of the hold of Joseph Kessel. And here in the first close to 14 minutes, as Lorenzo Lingard turned on the Jets to get in the end zone. It's a 10-point opening quarter for these Akron Zips. And that is not, it's what we came on the air today with in our open. This isn't something new to them. They have established leads in the opening quarter in multiple football games this year.
And their thing is they have to finish. That's what Coach Moorhead talked about. But opening quarters, man, their game plan, the way they come out offensively, running the football, and that's another way you protect your defense is you keep them off the field. So if a defense is not out there long, you're not going to give up very many points, and you see why. They have the ability to run the football. They got the big pass there to Gavich when Undercuffler understood the situation. And Bowling Green, I think they're a little bit on their heels defensively. They don't know when the pass is coming and when the run's coming too. But speaking of third down, if you're on third and short like that, you can keep drives going. You can sustain drives on third and short, and that's what Akron did.
Terrion Stewart back in one of the deep spots, and this is going to be one of those unreturnable kickoffs. So this will get the Bowling Green offense back on the football field. Down at 7-3 here, and with an opportunity here offensively. So they'd like to put a drive alive, huh? And keep their defense off the football field and
then flip the field too. I mean, you don't want to keep giving Akron the football, especially on the short field, but Bowling Green's got to find a rhythm. I don't think they found out what they really want to do and how they want to attack. That's why you see different formations.
Well, Camden Orth, the 6'3", 225-pound senior here, a young man out of Gainesville, Florida. We've got this possession. Terrion Stewart trying to break away from a couple of tackles. Look how that probably should have been no gain and knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Marcus Ray, he turned that into a 6-yard gain, did Terrion Stewart.
Yeah, he's a tough tackle. I mean, it's going to take more than one guy. And the thing is, when he gets north and south, I mean, it's definitely even more difficult to tackle him. But even when there's nothing there, he can make something happen. And Bowling Green has a big, athletic, physical line. Everybody's 6'5" and up. I mean, so he's running behind a pretty good group of guys.
Stewart got 5, make it 2nd and 5. And again, this is Terrion Stewart. This time, though, the Akron defensive front got there. In on that hit for Akron defensively was Shaman Cooper. Cooper's a wide side linebacker, wears number 3. Cooper there, and he got some help as well, Marcus, as helping to come up to put the clamps on Stewart.
at the end of the first quarter.
And that's going to be the end of the first 15 minutes of football as the Akron Zips, with that touchdown run that they got just moments ago from Lorenzo Lingard, have a 7-3 lead, second quarter, when we come back.
Geico makes car insurance easy.
Enjoy your flight. You too.
As easy as saying the wrong thing.
Me too. Really?
What?
Dad, why would you say that?
Why would you say that?
Do I look like I'm going on vacation, sir?
It's not how airports work, man.
You could?
Dad!
Are we leaving or?
I don't even want to go on vacation anymore.
It's heck, they take Indiana all the way down to double overtime. They should have beat Indiana. You just watch their games. Nothing on tape shows that they're 1-16. So we've got our work cut out for us, just like everyone in this league does. And you better bring it. You better bring a great mindset. You better be consistent. You better protect the ball. You better find ways to get explosions, negate the explosions of the opponent. If not, you're going to get your tail kicked in. So, in my opinion, this is a like game. It's an even game, in my opinion.
Scott Leffler, head coach of Bowling Green Falcons, not what he had in mind with that first down snap to his quarterback Camden North. Lost the football. C.J. Nunley all over it. And Bowling Green has got to punt the football away. And look at this outstanding bomb that Jackson Kleffler has just hit. It'll be down at the 13-yard line, but Kleffler hit a monster of a boot to help out that Bowling Green offense. That was a 3-and-out for head coach Scott Leffler.
Yeah, Jackson Kleffler is a true freshman, too, with that boot. Young man out of Tip City, Ohio. But that's one way to try to get back into it, man, is to flip the field. You know, the conditions are not favorable, and they just mismanaged the football. And that last drive showed that they just can't get into a rhythm. And in a one-score game like this, just play defense, protect the football. Punting is better than turning it over.
Well, Kleffler burying that howitzer of a punt has turned over field position as Akron will run the football on that first down call with Drake Anderson. You know, we mentioned the close calls with Joe Moorhead and his squad. One-possession games that, of course, under Moorhead have not gone the way they've wanted. They've been L's, but I mean, come on, that's 8 one-possession football games.
Yeah, if you could just get half of them, and your record is all the way different. And remember, I was trying to tell them, like in this conference, especially guys that take over new programs, Mike, hey, Chris Creighton went through it. Chuck Martin went through those those one-score losses as well.
Yeah, checking down there and connecting on that throw to running back Drake Anderson. Again, was Jeff Undercuffler. So Undercuffler found Anderson as he checked out of the backfield, and it's going to bring up third down and short.
And that's what Bowling Green wants you to do, is check the ball down. Obviously, you know, when the ball goes up, it's anybody's ball on those deep balls. But Akron, that's part of their game management, ball control, is to check it down to the backs and don't force it.
On third down and run and one, I don't know. It depends on the spot. And they're going to say that indeed Lorenzo Lingard, the 205-pound fifth-year senior who put the touchdown on the board, got there, lowering those pads, Marcus Ray. First down, Akron.
Yeah, he kept his legs moving, though. They got a favorable spot. Looked like his knee hit just a little bit early. But nevertheless, first down for Akron. That's what they want to do, is chew clock, keep Bowling Green off the field. Even if they don't get scored, they at least want 2-3 first downs to get their defense some air.
They're doing a solid job offensively off that play fake. That throw got picked off. It is intercepted inside the 10 and knocked out of bounds at the 5-yard line for the Bowling Green Falcons. That's a big-time pick from Jalen Husky, the sophomore, who is being lauded as one of the very best on this Bowling Green D.
And they told us he's been the biggest surprise, or a pleasant surprise, out of all the guys on defense. And you see why. He was not fooled by that RPO. That was ball was behind him. Undercuffler would love to have that one back. Jalen Husky will make you pay. As you see, 10 interceptions Bowling Green right now, NCAA team leaders behind some pretty good football teams too. So Bowling Green's right there, and that's why they always have a chance to win. They have a defense that will turn that ball over.
Tied for 4th in the country. This is Terrion Stewart. Lowering the pads. He's in the house. Touchdown. Terrion Stewart and Bowling Green.
When you go back to those one-score games and those losses, it's this kind of stuff for Akron. I mean, they'll fight you in that first quarter, and then right about the middle rounds, they just start to beat themselves, and so offensively, they were fine. Turned the ball over. Bowling Green, that's what they do. They've been turning turnovers into points, and that's a good downhill run by Stewart.
So that Jalen Husky, I-N-T, Husky, the boundary cornerback from that Bowling Green secondary. As you mentioned, his 2nd pick of the year, and it turns into one play later, the trip to the house for Terrion Stewart. Bowling Green grabs this lead for the 2nd time today. For that Bowling Green PAT. Allen Anaya, he will connect on that. Oh, how big is it when you come up with a defensive play that ultimately puts points on the board. Jalen Husky just gave Bowling Green that.
At Bowling Green State University, we are a public university for the public good. A nationally ranked research university, we create public good through our graduates who lead and our collective pursuit of impact in Ohio and beyond. Founded in the Midwest, we never shy away from hard work. We embrace our responsibility to do good. We are proud to have stayed in our...
When Jalen Husky, that terrific young quarterback, comes up with the read and the ability to come up with that sudden change turnover that turns into a TD one play later. So Bowling Green here in front of the home folks on a rainy Saturday in October, legendary Deutsch Perry Stadium, and this is Lorenzo Lingard on the Akron return. Give Lingard plus that 20-yard line, and that's going to start this Akron offense. All right, so what was Joe Moorhead discussing with Jeff Undercuffler after that last ill-advised throw gave Bowling Green terrific field position, which they cashed in on a play later?
Yeah, well, he was probably telling them, if you don't have a clean throw, go ahead and hand the football off. It was an RPO, and Undercuffler thought he made the right read and threw the ball behind his receiver, and it led to a turnover.
Well, the 6'5", fifth-year senior, started his career at Albany. Now we got flags, whistles.
Snap infraction. Offense number 54. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's our game referee today, man with the white hat, Jeremy Valentine, telling us that Tyler Williams, the center, with the infraction.
Yeah, he moved the ball prematurely. If you're going to snap it, but you can't lift it up and put it down. You don't see very many false starts on offensive centers.
3 wide receivers, Daniel George, Bobby Golden, who's in motion, and Josiah Gathings to start this Akron drive. Out of that RPO, they're going to run the football again with Lorenzo Lingard. Lingard, the Akron touchdown maker today, touched the rock a whole lot here for this Akron offense in the first half.
Yeah, and you'll see they're really trying to split that defensive line, blocking one way with the left side, right side kicking out. But going back to Billy Fessler, who played for Moorhead at Penn State,
right?
So they know each other extremely well. They felt like they needed to be efficient in the run game and protect the football, and get some red zone touchdowns. That was the goal here.
Yeah, absolutely. With Billy Fessler on that short crossing route, they put it in the hands of T.J. Banks. I'm just going to mention Banks as someone that we know that Joe Moorhead and his OC, Billy Fessler, wanted to get the football to. They got him on that shallow cross and gave him an opportunity to at least get a touch here and get some yardage offensively.
He had a transfer from West Virginia. He's 6'5", 245.
Time out on the field. Please reset the game clock to 11 minutes and 26 seconds. 11:26, please.
Bowling Green injury. Timeout. We'll get back to Doyd Perry in a moment.
This is being independent. Together. Walgreens.
DJ Irons, the veteran, very familiar name, as a starting quarterback for the Akron Zips when this 2023 season began. And you see in the last couple of games that with backup quarterbacks Jeff Undercuffler and Taj Bullock.
Yeah, Irons' presence definitely has been missed, especially in the quarterback run game. Irons, when he went out, 88 completions out of 133, so he was complete 66% of his passes. He had ran for 200 yards. I mean, he had a very, very big impact on this offense.
All right, 3rd down and 5 here. Motion from that big tight end, TJ Banks, from one side of the formation to the other. 3rd and 5 for Jeff Undercuffler. Wants to put it up. Now got to get out of that pocket. He's in trouble. Sack time. Bowling Green is coming up to make that hit for the Bowling Green Falcons. Was one of those hard-charging outside linebackers, Cassius Howell.
Yeah, he did a fine job defeating the right tackle. Playing left tackle Chambers on that play. You can't hold the ball forever if you're Undercuffler. I know it was 3rd down. He's looking for his guys downfield, but you got to get rid of that football. You're not going to have all day to throw it.
3.5 sacks on the year now for 235-pound sophomore Cassius Howell. Trying to hang that kick high again for the Akron Zips. Getting that good tail drag is Dante Jackson, the punter. And Akron's going to put it down at the 35-yard line. All right, last possession for Akron turned into that. A big INT.
The ball was touched first by a member of the kicking team at the 44-yard line.
Jalen.
It'll be 1st and 10 Bowling Green at the 44.
That's Jalen Husky, man. He's a pretty good cornerback. He's a heads-up guy, too, man. And, you know what? Those are the kind of plays that really change momentums in ball games and give your offense some confidence. Then if your defense can score and create turnovers, then you don't really have to do anything offensively. You just protect the lead.
Yeah, and speaking of the lead, Marcus Ray, so now with this 3-point advantage, going to go back to quarterback Connor Bazelak here. Now Bazelak will throw the quick out, and he one-hopped that. As he was, again, looking to find Austin Osborne, going to bring up 2nd and 10. So Bazelak back in the football game.
Yeah, Bowling Green trying to find some rhythm, and they really don't change the game plan up too much when it comes to the pass game, but Bazelak doesn't give you that quarterback run action. So what they'll try to do with him is throw short passes on 1st down as a glorified run game.
All right, he had started 5 of the last 7. Now that inside delay, and that's Terrion Stewart. Look at Stewart continue to show the power in that lower body. But Stewart, Marcus, I'm going to say that's 8 yards after first contact as he continued to carry white-shirted Zips on his back.
There you go. You can count him there, but he keeps his legs moving. He has that low center of gravity. They list him at 5'9", and that's probably with his shoes on. And I'm telling you right now, he is downhill. He's a load, and you're going to have to probably tackle him lower. Can't tackle him up top.
Well, trying to make that play fake and then waggle out of it and losing his footing. Connor Bazelak went down, and that's going to turn that into now 2nd and long. He got on that extended leg of that right guard. It looked like Nate Pabst.
Yeah, just that timing and rhythm is off. So as you see, they switch quarterbacks and put Camden North back in. You just can't find that rhythm so far offensively other than handing the football off to Stewart.
Bazelak went down, and now Joe Moorhead's D is the beneficiary of looking at 2nd and long. This is 2nd and 17 for Camden North. He'll gun middle, should have been caught. It was off the hands of their best receiver, as not able to make that grab.
Yeah, he threw it behind Teron Keith right there. And what they tried to do was run a shallow cross. It's a man-beating concept. Or just put a little bit too much hot sauce on that, and he didn't lead his receiver out of the backfield.
Yeah, Keith, one of the running backs who had come free underneath. Really haven't got the football to Odu Hilaire yet today as this offense. That quick throw is going to be hauled in, and that strong run as making that grab for Bowling Green. Was that Finn Hogan? No, check that. This was Teron Keith who made the catch.
Yeah, they threw a flare out there, and they weren't trying to get the first down. They were just trying to get some more field position and trying to back this Akron offense up if they do punt the ball here. But I think that was a good safe call. It was a design toss sweep technically, but it was a flare pass.
So having to punt the football away will be the Bowling Green Falcons, and they got exactly what they wanted. Jackson Cleather put that down inside the 5-yard line, and able to keep that from going in the end zone for Bowling Green was Pashawn Wimberly.
Geico makes car insurance.
Or the family comes to town. Get holiday ready with savings at the Home Depot.
Yeah, big win over Buffalo. Have notched a Power 5 win over Georgia Tech, so always a very well-coached team. A lot of physicality and athleticism on both sides of the ball, and having been to Deutsch Perry in our first run here, know it's a very challenging place to play. And like every MAC game, I mean, you look at Toledo and Ball State from this week. Toledo heavy favorite going into it, 13-6 game. So the parity of the MAC is something that makes this conference very unique and special.
And as Joe Moorhead discusses the parity and having to compete hard every week, he's going to load it up out of his end zone.
Defense number 16.
Daniel George made that grab.
Result of the play is a first down.
On the throw outside the numbers, Marcus Ray, and it'll hold because that flag went on Bowling Green for jumping off sides.
That's one way to get out of the hole. Hard count, get a free play, go up top, and it may go your way. And that's another bomb downfield to Daniel George.
That got them out of the shadows of their own goal line, this Akron offense. Jeff Undercuffler continues as the quarterback for head coach Joe Moorhead. Lorenzo Lingard is running back. That'll be a pass on that backhanded flip. That'll go in the books as a completed pass to Lorenzo Lingard. It'll also be for a -2 on that 2-yard loss. But Bowling Green had pressure on Undercuffler.
Yeah, you can't fool Anthony Hawkins. He's a big-time player out of Mansfield, Ohio. He's a run stopper, too. He plugs that middle. That was a great job of reading that delayed shovel pass screen, if you will.
All of that, right? Second down at 12. That was Adrian Wilson, an outside linebacker who came up with a hit. So officially we'll call it 2nd and 11 here. 6:30 left in the second quarter with Bowling Green on top at 10-7. Undercuffler's throw came up on a short hop as he was trying to hit Daniel George. Going to bring up a third down now for Akron to keep this drive alive.
Yeah, that's pretty good protection there by Akron. That's a long throw, and that ball sailed on him. And it's really hard to get an offensive rhythm when you're on 3rd and 2 sticks. I think Akron needs, it's still a 1-score game. I think Akron needs to try to run the football a little bit more, go back to Lingard, maybe get back to some play action. But if you have incomplete passes like this on 1st down or 2nd down, makes it hard to convert.
Yep, on 3rd and 11, the big play so far has come up from the outstanding corner, Jalen Husky, who had his second Bowling Green interception in the last 2 football games, and that throw almost got picked off. Just brought the young man up, didn't that, partner?
Hey,
he's a ball hawk, isn't he?
You gotta stay away from 22, man. He is a beast out here. Just a honey badger type guy. And just to be clear, Jalen Husky has 4 interceptions on the year.
Right. That was his 4th.
He had 4 so far this season. 1 last week, 1 today, and almost had another.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
2 in back-to-back games, 4 total on the year now.
There you go.
For Jalen Husky. We know he's a ball hawk, as Akron's got to punt the football away. They give it back to they came after it. I might have got a piece of that. Might have got a piece. Is flying off that right edge for the Bowling Green Falcons again. And second time we've called him, Pashawn Wimberly. Wimberly might have got a piece. Bowling Green football when we come back.
This is not just a refill. This is being independent. Together. Walgreens.
Let's talk about the Falcons and the Huskies. Can BG prolong that home field winning streak? Can Northern prolong its overall winning streak? One of the biggest MAC regular season games ever. Kirk Herbstreit.
Well, I look forward to seeing these players. Michael Turner's had such a great career. Looking forward to seeing him. But I think the difference in this game is revenge for Bowling Green and Josh Harris's ability to make the play on the run and throw. I like Bowling Green to win it.
Lita, former Husky head coach, is going with Frida the Falcon.
Look at the gloves. Look at that.
And the gloves. It's unanimous. We thank you for joining us from
Corso, huh? 2 decades ago, as Bowling Green, as the legendary Lee Corso put on the Falcon headgear here. As Bowling Green and Northern Illinois went after one another. That first down carry, again, for the Bowling Green Falcons from Terrion Stewart. And Stewart was taken down by Judson Tallendeer. Tallendeer, 5th-year senior, who started his career as a Pitt Panther, now playing on that corner for Akron.
It's a nice job by Akron's front 4, too, staying in the run lanes and not letting Stewart get out of there.
2nd down and 10. That quick toss sweep. Trying to battle his way into Akron territory for the Bowling Green Falcons was Teron Keith.
And that's a design play to hit outside, so they let the interior defensive linemen go, which you saw, so they can get those linemen up to the linebackers. And Keith, man, he's a speedster. He had a touchdown called back, I believe, a week ago or so. But if he gets going, man, he will take the top off the defense from the backfield.
Yeah, Scott Leffler told us he's currently using Keith more as the backup tailback to Terrion Stewart. Now stepping up, seeing some green in front of him, and taking that slide with the football for Bowling Green is Connor Bazelak, and that's sufficient enough to move the sticks on the Bazelak slide for the first down.
Yeah, Akron took away Bazelak's first read, his primary read, which was 2 hitches right there in front of the Bowling Green bench. You see Scott Leffler flipping through his plays to find out what's going to work. And I believe they told Bazelak if it's not there, take off. And that's what he did. That was a good run.
So now we got a lot of whistles as we approach the 4-minute mark.
Is under further review. The ruling on the field was the runner was down beyond the line of gain for a first down.
All right, Jeremy Valentine letting you know what they're going to be looking at here. As we'll see if that indeed is the way that's going to stand. Teron Keith was down. Excuse me, that was a previous play. Is the slide there from quarterback Connor Bazelak
looks like they got the spot right. Let's see when right there where the knee goes down just before the line.
And Marcus, in college football, it's where the slide starts.
There you go.
Right? It's where not where it ends up there. So it ended up at the 39-yard line, but it started at about the 41.
Yeah, I think it right at the marker actually is. That's where they had to get to the 41. And looks like he started to surrender himself right there at the 41-yard line. That's where the ball should be spotted.
Scott Leffler and Bowling Green trying to add to their 3-point lead. And there you see that right there. Right there is where the slide begins, huh? So
yeah.
41?
I would say right at the 41, right here, where he's going down, right there.
Yep.
That should be the spot.
Not where that knee came down, where he started the slide, the baseball slide, and right now they're standing just inside the 42-yard line.
After reviewing the play, the quarterback started the slide to the 42-yard line, which is 1 yard short of the line to gain. It'll be 4th down and 1 at the 42.
Great job by our outstanding ESPN camera crew. Producer Gene Winters, Director John Staley, and all of our crew doing a terrific job. And
that's a great job.
Started that slide to 42-yard line.
That's a good call, and that's a nice job by those guys taking a look at that. He started the slide right at the 42-yard line, right just shy of the marker.
Good job, everybody. They had a real good look at the beginning of that slide and the spot. So now this is a 4th and 1, and I don't know. Well, I don't know. Akron thinks they got the stop. The Zips feel that they got the stop as Bowling Green, Marcus, went tight and gave the football and was looking to move the sticks. But I don't think so.
No, they didn't get any push up front.
Officials timeout for a measurement.
And I'll tell you, Lama Lavea, that's a guy, number 5. Watch him penetrate and make first contact right at the left knee. He was on his back, but he's grabbing that leg right there. That young man there is a big-time football player, 6'1", 300 pounds. Transferred from New Mexico State. They said he plays with great effort, and you saw it right there.
Well, let's see as these sticks are extended. We don't think he got there. No, that is a close to a full yard shy. And the Akron Zips defensive front, they've got that much desired stop. Not pleasing, of course, to head coach Scott Leffler of Bowling Green. Akron's got the football back.
Yeah, I think Scotty would want that one back, man. I don't know if it was the best call, but he has a big line, man, and you just can't underestimate those Zips in the trenches, man. Those guys root hog. Root hog means you go low and you crawl like most guys do on the goal line, and they treated that play. Short yardage and goal line is the same thing.
What about Akron offensively here, though, Marcus? I mean, what do they got? They got the 1 TD earlier on, but haven't been able to keep drives alive here of late. They're going to run the football on that first down carry as they'll go with running back Drake Anderson. Anderson, that 5th-year senior, started his career, as we mentioned, at Arizona. Give him 3, and we'll call it 2nd and 7.
Well, one of the things I think Akron may start to think about is putting in Taj Bullock, the other quarterback, number 10. Because if you add quarterback run to this offense, then Bowling Green's defense just can't tee off on the running back. They have to play with their eyes and some discipline. If you don't do that with Q run, then you're going to go back to your RPO, which Jalen Husky intercepted, and that's why Moorhead hasn't been back to it.
Yeah, Jeff Undercuffler is the large quarterback, but and as Joe Moorhead told us, now it does. Moorhead said it takes away some of the diversity of our offense because with Undercuffler, it's about looking to go through the air and use his throwing abilities to move the football that way.
Exactly right. So both of these quarterbacks, they are good at what they're good at, and so Moorhead is creative enough to call the plays according to their skill set. But I just think if Akron can't legitimately line up and run the ball against Bowling Green, now they're going to be in these situations on 3rd and long trying to force the ball down the field.
3rd and 7, the line to make is at the 49 in Bowling Green territory. Undercuffler under duress, and that throw is going to be ruled incomplete as Drake Anderson had it momentarily, but didn't get it put away, didn't get it secured. Akron's got to punt the football away again.
Yeah, that was a designed flare route to Anderson, but Bowling Green snuffed it out. and stretched the play out, redirected, and made a great play right there.
It was a good play. Got a feeling, though, if Drake Anderson would tell us this young man is 50, I got to make that catch.
Yeah, you got to make
that
catch.
Got to put the football in my hands and get it put away.
Got to look the ball in.
And now Akron's got to punt it away. Well, that high snap, and going to pull that down. And look at Dante Jackson. Jackson pulled that high snap down. Marcus Ray, that is the quintessential ad-lib by the punter, Dante Jackson. The young man from Chico, California, from Oregon State, another transfer. He pulled it down and said, I got a lot of green in front of me.
That was a heads-up play, man. You just can't draw it up any better. I mean, if he punts that football, it gets blocked. As you see, look at the rush, poor snap. And then, you know what? Maybe they should put Jackson in the backfield. Let him get a couple touches. He'll get you a first down.
Nobody home on that far side of the football field on that Bowling Green punt cover squad. Now this is Lorenzo Lingard on that first down carry. Got a flag thrown behind the offense, and that's going to come back.
Offense number 74, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Ronan Chambers, the big junior right tackle, got hit with a flag.
And you'll see it right to the left of the screen. Got a fistful of jersey with that left hand right there. They're going to call that every time. But I like the strategy there by Akron giving the ball back to Linger. Trying to get something going in the run game, but now you're first and 20 almost. So, you know, if you're Akron, I think you got field position. Go ahead and run the football. Take a shot, get what you can get, and try to get in field goal range.
Now down by 3 of the Akron Zips here late. Play action. Under Kuffler. Sack time. Down he goes as, again, for the second time today, that's Cassius Howell on that search and takedown hit. Sacked from his linebacker spot.
Yeah, and that's on the left tackle right there. Chambers, again, you know, he's having a tough day so far. Normally he lines up at right tackle, which is more of a run-blocking kind of guy. When you put him at the left tackle, probably going against this team's, you know, one of the best pass rushers.
Akron, please set the game clock to 1 minute, 20 seconds.
And with 1:20 left and down by 3, after the sack, it's Joe Moorhead, the Akron head coach, who wants that timeout to try to get things cleaned up with his offense and put points on the board on this drive.
Yeah, but you got to stay away from Cassius Howell. I mean, this man is coming off the edge. I mean, just like with his hair on fire. I mean, he's 6'4", 235, and can run. He's long. And so that's why Bowling Green is a 3-4 alignment team, but when they bring a rush backer like Howell off the edge, I think it's a matchup problem for most offensive tackles. And so that's just a great job there by Bowling Green in a situation where it wasn't favorable with field position, but now defense can play with their hair on fire and pin their ears back and just be alert for screens and draws.
Second down at 26 after the big defensive play off the edge from Cassius Howell. Under Kuffler, checking it down. He's going to come underneath. And he hit that throw, did under Kuffler to Daniel George. There's George, big receiver, excellent size, 6'2", 210 pounds. Young man who started his career at Penn State.
That's a good throw and catch. And, you know, essentially a check down. And under Kuffler didn't force the ball down the field, but Bowling Green doesn't want to play too soft of a defense. They'll give up another 12 yards, and Akron will be in field goal range.
Moving clock here. 3rd and 20. Got to come up with a play to keep the drive alive. Under Kuffler checking it down again. That's going to come back as that flag was thrown into the offensive backfield of Akron, as again that check down found Lorenzo Lingard. Going to be a hold on the Akron Zips.
Yeah, the longer you hold the ball as a quarterback, that's good coverage there by Bowling Green. The percentages go up.
Holding. Offense number 60. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
With just 39 seconds left. Marcus, let's take a look at this this hold on the Akron O-line.
Yeah, you'll see it right there by Ben Frank. He actually, number 60, grabbed two-hand grab on that jersey. A pull and tug action there. And surprisingly, Bowling Green, one of the most penalized teams in the country, as you saw in the graphic there. No penalties so far. They're playing a clean football game. Akron had 4 penalties, and it's really killed them on this drive here.
3rd down at 30. We got 7 defensive backs on the football field for the Bowling Green Falcons. 3 of them standing at their own 30-yard line on this 3rd and 30. Bowling Green still has 2 timeouts left. Trying to get their hands back on the football. Under Kuffler. His throw sails well over the head of his intended receiver, Miles Walker, and out of
Offside.
bounds. Oh.
Defense number 16. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Well, you know, Scott Leffler ain't going like that. That was ready to bring up 4th down, and Bowling Green getting their hands back at the football. However, they got hit with that offsides penalty.
Yes, Chase Davis, the defensive end, backup defensive end. He's in there. He's on a long yardage package, and they pulled him out the game because if you look at the down and distance, 3rd and 25, 3rd and 30, there's no hurry and no reason to, jump off sides or try to get a jump on it. But nevertheless, Akron gets another shot.
They do. 3rd down at 25. Again, that line to make is inside the 25 of Bowling Green. Under Kuffler, and football's out. Bowling Green's picked it up, got it in their hands. You talk about sudden change. Dontez Brown, there's a big fella. He came up with that football, picked it up like he was a running back, Marcus Ray.
And I'm going to tell you what, the young man out of Fremont Ross High School looked like Charles Woodson on that play. That's the home of Woodson, too, the great Robbie Lionel. But I tell you, at this point, if I'm Akron, I don't even try to throw the ball there. Just I'm looking at the situation, 10 seconds on the clock left. But just the 3-man rush, when they drop 8, take all your routes away, probably should run a screen or draw there. Good effort saving a touchdown. But Dontez Brown, 6'3", 300 pounds, young man out of Fremont Ross, the little Giants.
Yeah. Great call on you, Charles Woodson, too. Fremont Ross legend.
Oh, yeah, Charles would like that one, bro. He's probably going to tweet Dontez after that play. That was big fellas don't get the ball very often. When they do, buddy, they try to get out of there. But that's another staple of, Steve Morrison. Those guys on defense, Sammy Watson. I mean, those guys, when we talk to them, man, they were proud of those turnovers and they wanted to clean up a few things, tackling and communication. But when you have a defense that's turning the ball over, taking the ball away from people, man, it just makes your life easy on offense.
Well, partner just mentioned the co-defensive coordinator, Sammy Lewanson, who specializes in the outside linebacker play, and your former teammate, again, with the Michigan Wolverines, right? Steve Morrison.
Yep.
Back in the 90s, he was an all Big Ten linebacker in Lloyd Carr.
Yeah, Steve was a great leader, man. He was his 5th-year guy when I was a freshman. When I was running around just, little knucklehead.
Trying to figure it all out?
Yeah, trying to figure it out, man. And Steve was just, blue-collar, hard-working, smart guy there, man. But we can't get the number on the player. But I know he made the tackle that saved the touchdown, stopped Brown from going all the way.
Yeah, as soon as we can get the Akron lineman identified, I think it might be Keelan Davis. And the tackle was made.
Yeah, I think you're
Check
right.
that. Let's check that again. But okay, so the tackle was made.
We'll see it right here. 56. Yeah, that's Keelan Davis.
That's Keelan Davis,
man.
yeah.
Big fella right there.
Starting left guard.
Yeah, he can stretch out too. Now look at him. And he makes that tackle.
He took Dontez Brown down. So Keelan Davis is the injured Akron Zip. Davis is starting left guard.
And you know what? I guarantee you, when they go back and watch the film, or they go in here at halftime, they're going to talk about the effort that Keelan just gave Akron to save a touchdown to take one for the team, and that's why you run to the football at every position. That's a great effort, man, and hopefully the young man is okay. But that was a great effort of saving the touchdown after a turnover that was clearly headed to the end zone.
A sudden change turnover as you look at both head coaches. Joe Moorhead on the left of your screen for Akron. And of course, Scott Loeffler. Loeffler heading back to the sideline. So we're not going to take a look at it again as Keelan Davis is going to get on the cart and looks like to be a left hand, left wrist injury. And as soon as we get some information on it, we'll give you more. Now, Marcus Ray, sudden change turnovers. If you're Scott Loeffler, 10 seconds left. One snap, one play. You got a couple of timeouts left if you want. But the thinking is one play, get the field goal unit on, or are you thinking Loeffler may take a shot for the end zone right here?
Oh, I think on the 15-yard line, I think you dial up something to get into the end zone, man, and you see these receivers in tight formation. So what could happen is they can run that corner route by the inside receiver. He'll take it to the back of the corner of the end zone. That's a big red zone route. It's a man beater too, and a zone beater.
Now let's see. Connor Bazelak from the 15. Clock moving. Firing end zone. It was broken up. Two receivers right there in the route at the back of the end zone. It looked like Adu Hilaire had his hands on it. Yep, Hilaire wasn't able to haul it in.
Oh, man, that's a missed opportunity for Bowling Green. And that's what you do. You got to go vertical down there, and I'm not sure if they had the right route combination. Two guys in the same spot. Hilaire's got to bring that in. He has sure hands. I mean, this man has caught passes in 40-plus games and record-breaking, receivers. So it's just uncharacteristic, missed opportunity. Take the shot, kick the field goal.
That's going to be a 32-yard field goal from the left hash from Alan Anaya. Got a lot of leg, and Anaya will put three more on the board. But wait a minute now. Wait a minute. We got whistles. We're going to have to hear from our white hat game referee, Jeremy Valentine. If that's on Akron, I don't think Scott Loeffler is going to take that off the board. And Bowling Green
illegal
starting to leave the
formation.
field.
Defense number 8. He lined up over the long snapper. That penalty is declined. Field goal is good. That's the end of the first half.
Alan Anaya put 3 on the board for the Bowling Green Falcons. They up their lead to 13-7. Good one going on here. Lorenzo Lingard to the house for Akron. 13-7 Bowling Green. We'll start our halftime roll for you out at Deutsche Perry Stadium. That's next.
Man, I hate dusting.
Then get you some Easy Does It dust spray. Now in Pine Center.
Who are you talking to? Hey, Tebow, you got any floss?
After meals, I tackle gingivitis with Minty Floss.
These guys seem really good at endorsing. I don't know if I'm at that level yet.
Level up with the 2023 Nissan Rogue. Go Rogue.
Perry Stadium, Akron, Bowling Green in this crucial MAC battle. Week 8 of Gear Up will showcase Louisiana University's homecoming threads. We know they're very important. Bowling Green is honoring its 2003 squad. Nebraska's unis honor their first ever game played at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, while Air Force is going to pay homage to the World War II Doolittle Raid.
Week 8 of Gear Up is here, and Louisiana is celebrating their homecoming weekend with a modernized version of their 1996 unis. The helmet will showcase a Cajun script design created by longtime equipment manager Lynn Williams, who passed away in 2019. 20 years ago, Bowling Green hosted ESPN's College Game Day, a first for a MAC school.
Bowling Green, Ohio is the most hyped MAC regular season game ever.
Honoring the team who played in the 2003 MAC championship, Bowling Green will don their all-brown uniforms with the retro Falcons logo showcased on their helmets. A century ago, Nebraska beat Oklahoma in the inaugural game at Memorial Stadium. This week, the Cornhuskers will rep their classic scarlet home uniforms with a bit of a twist. To honor the past, they added a blue outline around the white numbers that match the original stadium gate numbers. Each shoulder sleeve has 2 stripes, which include inscriptions found on the original Memorial Stadium's outer walls, honoring World War I veterans.
It all began in a secrecy shrouded mission and would culminate when a band of 80 airmen risked everything as they soared off the deck of the USS Hornet.
The Air Force Academy's Air Power Legacy Series uniforms pay homage to the World War II Doolittle Raid. The jersey features rivets around the letters and numbers inspired by the B-25 aircraft's steel construction and a patch for the plane's tail numbers that participated in the mission. The chrome helmet completes the look, featuring B-25 on the front and nicknames of specific planes or Doolittle on the back, honoring Lieutenant Colonel James H. Doolittle and the Doolittle Raid.
Geico makes car insurance as easy as loving Parmesan.
Say when. Say when. Say when. When.
With 24/7 emergency roadside service, it's easy to Geico.
Fresh ground pepper? Yes, please.
You are not related. There's no ancestry connecting you. But look how similar you are. You work at it. You keep going. You may not be brothers and sisters, but if tough were a gene, you would be.
Take a look at how it all occurred in the first half.
Well, Akron came out rumbling and bumbling with the Lorenzo Lingard touchdown getting on the board. And after Jalen Husky interception, big fella Stewart doing what he's been doing all season, getting in the end zone. And then the field goal. Alan Anaya knocks one in. I'll tell you what, it's just been one of those games so far, Mike. It's just been, as you look at the stats here, neither team can quite get it going on the ground, but you got to run it honestly enough. Bowling Green really didn't throw the ball that much last week. You see the 15 passing yards, and it's kind of by game plan, but they're winning nevertheless, and Akron gets the ball to start the second half. But I think the penalties hurt Akron a lot more. They just weren't able to sustain some drives, especially when they had that last drive going down in there.
Sure, without question. You know by just looking at those numbers with Bowling Green just 81 yards and only 15 passing in the first half. Scott Loeffler is going to want better than that here in the second half. But again, right now, the most important number is 13-7 with Bowling Green with this 6-point advantage here in the first half.
And they got a defense that's playing well. I mean, only 157 total yards they've given up. But at the same token, they turned the football over. They've taken the ball away from Akron. And that last turnover, big fella Dontrez Brown recovered a fumble. Bowling Green steals 3 points at the end of the first half. But this game is still really anybody's ball game. And I think if Akron can get back to a little bit of play action, get the run game going, they need to score touchdowns in the red zone. I don't think they can trade field goals with Bowling Green right now. But Bowling Green's got to get a little bit more going offensively, though. I don't know if it's take some shots, but even last week, you know, after talking to Loeffler, he just said the game plan was to run the ball.
Yeah.
Well, it was part of the conditions, too. And maybe, because when this game started, it was raining. So that might have played into the game plan as well. So that man right there.
Oh, yeah. What about him and really trying to get this ground game, if you're the Akron Zips and head coach Joe Moorhead, really going? He's got 37 yards in the first half. The touchdown, of course, as we saw, as he got outside the numbers into the house. But we'll see if Lingard becomes a huge part of this offense is Joe Moorhead going with Jeff Undercuffler, his 6'5" junior transfer from Albany. And it will be the Akron Zips to get their hands on the football here to begin this third quarter of play. And that's one of those non-returnables. And so as we look at this Akron offense come on the football field, is it going to continue to be Jeff Undercuffler? Yes, it is. So Undercuffler, Marcus Ray will come out and see if Akron can move the football in this first offensive series of the third quarter.
Where you see his numbers, 8 of 15. You know, he's been taking shots, but it's been on those free plays, though. And they get a hard count. Bowling Green jumped off sides, and he was able to connect with Daniel George a couple of times. We'll see what Akron's game plan is here to start the third.
Lorenzo Lingard offset to the right is the running back. Undercuffler's throw got broken up and batted away. That's a strong defensive play, batted down out of the secondary by Devon Ferguson. He plays that nickel, the senior, with that pass breakup.
Yeah, he had 2 interceptions a week ago. You saw the pass breakup there. That time, Bowling Green did a zone blitz, and they blitzed their linebackers, and they dropped a few guys out of there, while Akron max protected. And when you max protect, you keep more guys in, you don't have very many receivers downfield to throw to.
Davon Ferguson on the pass breakup should cost Akron 5 here, as they had illegal movement on that offensive line. So this Akron Zips offense. So there's your false start. And again, our game referee today, Jeremy Valentine and his crew.
Yeah, this Akron offensive line hasn't had the best of days. I mean, this afternoon with false starts and holding penalties, and that really throws off the continuity of your offense.
They average 15 points a game. Undercuffler had that batted down as on that hard charge, and batting that down for the Bowling Green Falcons, Anthony Hawkins.
You see him right in the middle of your screen. That could have easily been a holding penalty, but they didn't call it. As you see, the center has his arm. Tyler Williams had almost a headlock there. But the big fella Hawkins, man, he's a problem, man. You know, he's 6'2", 285, and when he goes north and south, starts penetrating in the pass lanes, it's tough to block.
This is exactly where Bowling Green defensively wants to put this Akron offense, behind the sticks on 3rd and long. 3rd and 15. Undercuffler, short crossing route. He checked it down and was able to hook up with breaking tackles. And depending on the spot, Daniel George has just moved the sticks on 3rd and 15. The route was about, what, Marcus Ray? 6-7 yard route, and George did the rest.
Yeah, and that was a design shallow cross where the receivers were already blocking by the time he caught the football. And that's great individual effort, knowing where the sticks are.
Well, running that RPO and keeping the football is Jeff Undercuffler. He ran that RPO, and at that mesh point, it looked like he had it in the hands, right, of running back Lorenzo Lingard, but he pulled it.
Yeah, they didn't get a clean exchange. He didn't, and when you run that play, you have to put it all the way in there. And if the running back feels like it's not there, he's not going to pull it.
Yep. So this first possession is a critical one for these Akron Zips offensively. And the one touchdown on the Lorenzo Lingard TD. But again, it's offensively, there have been some problems this year. Another check down as that throw was hauled in. And making that grab for Akron was Caleb Anderson, the junior wide receiver.
Yeah, and you see Darren Anders getting penetration from his linebacker position on a delayed blitz. Threw off the timing there, but Bowling Green's trying to take away all deep throws, force checkdowns. But and if I'm Akron, I'm just going to take it and try to make something happen after the catch like George did.
All right, let's see what Joe Moorhead has got dialed up for his quarterback, Jeff Undercuffler. pocket collapse. His throw is caught. Making that grab just inside the Bowling Green territory. Josiah Gathings. Gathings, a young man out of the state of North Carolina.
Good safe throw, too. And undercuffler read the coverage. Looked like cover 4. You get a little bit of soft safety play around those hashes. You curl up right there.
Partner, what is cover 4? Give it to us.
Cover
Explanation.
4. When you got 4 defensive backs playing deep, just think one on the numbers, one on the hash, and on the numbers.
There you go. All right, that first down call and busting tackles and coming out of that wash again. Lorenzo Lingard, Marcus is an impressive running back. You need multiple defenders to put him down on first contact.
You really do, and he has great vision. Like, he understands the blocking scheme and knows when to cut, get that foot in the ground.
Lingard again. Move those sticks. First down, Lorenzo Lingard, and this offensive line. We mentioned that left guard there, Best, Keelan Davis. Davis, who wears number 56. Let's see if Davis, along with that center Tyler Williams, Nate Williams, the right guard, Ronan Chambers, that right tackle. There's a good look at Tyler Williams. Ben Frank, the starting left tackle. Those are the 5 up front. Play action. Undercuffler gonna load it up. The throw was short and broken up. It was intended for Bobby Golden, and breaking that up again out of the secondary for the Bowling Green Falcons was the boundary safety. That's Trent Sims. Maybe a little bit of contact there.
Yeah, that's
Moorhead wants it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he wanted that call, man. And when you take shots down the field, you don't complete the pass, and you're definitely looking to try to get a penalty. But you see the officials, we get a. So
after the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct of the Akron head coach, his first of the game. 15-yard penalty, the down counts. It's second down.
Don't see it often, Marcus Ray. After the play was over, obviously, Joe Moorhead was kind of incensed that he didn't get a flag there for PI.
Terrible call. Oh, he didn't like that. That's unfortunate there, because they don't get the call, and then you get the other call. So, man.
This pushes Akron way behind the sticks. This is second down at 25. The line to make is down at the 27-yard line of Bowling Green. Undercuffler firing that out. Too tall for his wide receiver, Daniel George, who wasn't able to bring that down. This is 3rd and 25.
Well, Akron had a lot of momentum, too. I mean, they were driving the football, man, and getting first downs and probably getting ready to come up with an opportunity to get some points. Just, it's football, man. Like, those officials, man, tell you what, they make calls for you, against you. You got to play through it.
And this is what Joe Moorhead was discussing with you and I as we talked to him this week. We'll enhance that in a moment. 3rd and 25. Undercuffler's going to fire the out. So they took that shallow crossing route. Alex Adams, there's Adams who made the grab. Adams, one of their top receivers, kind of playing banged up a little bit, and they're going to have to punt the football away.
Yeah, Bowling Green's only giving up check down routes there in 3rd and long, but Akron at least can get some field position back for their defense if they keep this ball out of the end zone. But they really had a solid drive going before that penalty.
So Dante Jackson's going to punt this football away. He should hit it from about his 45. It's Jalen Embry back in that deep spot. Embry is going to fair catch it at the 11-yard line. All right. So Bowling Green got the 6-point lead. They got the foot.
Made a huge emphasis on running the ball better.
Yeah, Scott Loeffler's emphasis on running the football. That young man right there wears number 4. Terrion Stewart, 64 yards rushing today of the 66 that Bowling Green has accrued, and add about 6-7 more yards there for Terrion Stewart. So he's right near or just above 70 yards rushing on the day, and he's over 600 yards now, partner, on the year. Been one of the top, and averaging almost 6 a carry, by the way. That's great to say. We've got over 600 yards cumulative. He's right near 6 yards per pop, too.
Yeah, and Bowling Green blocks it well, like Scott Leffler said, but this young man has forced 17 missed tackles. I mean, he makes people miss after he gets through the line. So, I mean, he's a load. He's elusive. Even watch right here on this run. Right here, he just gets through there. And now that's a good tackle in space there. But talented, but this young man, though, really understands how to tote that pill. And Bowling Green's only completed 3 passes so far in this game. And Scott Leffler will take that if he can keep handing the ball off Stewart.
Third consecutive carry, positive outcome again for Terrion Stewart. That first down carry. First down carry, got 5 more for Stewart. So as we said, he's right up in the over 700 yards on the year now and averaging very close to 6 yards per tote.
Tell you what, man, he'll probably finish up close to 1,100 yards this year, man.
Sure.
And if he has to carry the load, then that's just what it is. And if you're running back in Scott Leffler's offense and you're having a good time, it's working out for you. 6 a pop.
You're going to get a heavy workload. Stewart again. First down, a lot more. This is Terrion Stewart. Still alive at 225 pounds, carrying tacklers into Akron territory. Another big gain for Terrion Stewart.
Oh, that's a great block inside there. Good run. Now, mind you, he did this to Buffalo. He did it to Georgia Tech. And this is just what Bowling Green's offensive identity is. As you see, Darian Lewis coming in there trying to strip that ball out. But this young man, once he starts heating up, it could be a long day for you.
Now Stewart's going to get the football, or check that. That throw is hauled in. And making that grab for Bowling Green, was that Jalen Embry that caught the football, or is that 0? No, it's 0.
Yeah,
that's Teron Keith. So Keith and that 8, the 0 and 8, when that jersey gets pushed up, looks quite a bit alike.
I like the call there, too. I mean, out of split backs, you always got to be alert for Keith catching the ball out of the backfield, also running those sweeps and outside perimeter plays.
Bowling Green is on the move. It started with Terrion Stewart. Now Teron Keith. Change of direction for Keith inside the 25. So Teron Keith, 190-pound junior. He's out of DeLand, Florida. He's currently the 2, the backup. Scott Leffler verified that this week to Terrion Stewart.
You know how that 0 and that 8 is getting you?
Yeah.
Is Teron and Terrion.
Yeah.
Both of those good young running backs.
Yeah, extremely young running backs. Off play action. Now that throw is going to be hauled in. Short game there, as making that catch was Harold Fannin, the tight end. But watch this takedown here. That's an outstanding tackle from
Corey Thomas.
Was that Tom? Yeah, it was. Thomas made that hit.
6'4", at safety, 215. And that young man gets around the football. Former defensive end. Imagine that, moving from switching positions all the way to the back end.
This is 3rd and 8. Now that throw is going to be hauled in. First down and some more. As you saw there, that throw from Connor Bazelak. And that catch was made, first one today, by Abdul Fatai Ibrahim. Ibrahim made the grab. First one today.
Yeah, that's a nice job. Yeah, I like the play call, too. And give Bazelak some credit for being able to roll out to his left and square his shoulders and throw it down.
So Bowling Green on the move. This long, time-consuming drive. That first down call going to be put to a stop Just beyond the line of scrimmage. Terrion Stewart with not much operating room there. Going to stay 2nd and 10.
And if you're Akron's defense, you have to be alert for the quarterback run with Camden Orth, number 12, in that quarterback. He thought about pulling that football. He just didn't get a clean read off the defensive end.
Orth, that senior, started his career at Long Island University. Back to that RPO and that run pass option. Look at the shake. Terrion Stewart, he's in the house. Touchdown, Bowling Green. Absolutely sensational. Show the leg and take it away from Terrion Stewart for the Bowling Green quick 6.
I'll tell you right now, just running a little, that's 1, 2, there's 3 guys that missed. And once he gets to that second level, man, you can forget about it. You can't arm tackle this kid. But the vision and the footwork is just there. I mean, some guys have it. You know?
Partner, we talked to Scott Loeffler about Terrion Stewart. The first thing he mentioned, not about Stewart's individual capabilities, which are plentiful, but Scott Loeffler told us he's a tremendous teammate without the football. Pass pro, classroom, whatever we need, Terrion Stewart is about the Bowling Green whole as a team. 27th Bowling Green on top. Lead has moved up to 2 touchdowns now. Terrion Stewart having a big, big day as this lead is at 20-7. And Marcus, I mean, again, 10 plays, 88 yards, but take 5.5 minutes off the clock. That's a drive that Scott Loeffler, virtually every head coach, is going to love and want to have duplicated as much as possible.
Yeah, coming out the locker room in the 3rd quarter here, that was their only drive so far. Looks like they changed their game plan up, got back to running the football, and then they were able to complete some passes too. I mean, so they completed just as many passes on that drive as they did the whole game.
So that long possession ball control drive that results in the Terrion Stewart touchdown run. Bumps the lead up to 13 now for the Bowling Green Falcons, and this has now become an absolutely critical drive as we're at the 5-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter for the Akron Zips. What do we have going on next Saturday here? Marcus Ray and yours truly are going to be in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Looking forward to that as we'll watch the Western Michigan Broncos tangle with Chris Creighton and the Eastern Michigan Eagles. And of course, one of the big battles in the state of Ohio, Miami, is down in Athens to tangle with the Ohio Bobcats. That'll be a big one in the MAC East.
Yeah, that's back-to-back big ones for Miami, taking on Toledo today, then traveling to Athens. I mean, hey, make no mistake about it, man. If you're in this conference, you're going to have to win on the road if you're going to win a championship. And from week to week, you better show up. And every coach knows you can get knocked off any week.
Let's see what Joe Moorhead's offense has in mind with Jeff Undercuffler in trouble. Down he goes as he took a shot. The football is out. Undercuffler took a big shot as he gave up the football. Well, that initial blast came from Darren Anders, the hard-hitting 50-year senior. And is that Dontez Brown again? It is Dontez Brown. He's got the fumble recovery. Marcus, watch Anders. Watch Anders right there.
Oh, that's a big-time play by Anders. I mean, he's made a lot of tackles in his career. He's a very active linebacker, and I think this is the perfect scheme for him. And that was called a second contained blitz when he got his pass dropped, and when he thought quarterback was getting outside of the pocket, then he became the second pass rusher off the edge outside of the defensive end. That's good scheme on defense, and that young man right there with his second fumble recovery, he almost took one to the house and tried to pick that one up too.
Oh, just a huge turnover, and Darren Anderson just absolutely laid the wood on Jeff Undercuffler. Guess who, huh? On that first down carry for the Bowling Green Falcons. Terrion Stewart has gone over 100 yards today. And of course, also has the couple of touchdowns for this offense.
Yeah, he's definitely earning his scholarship today. He's downhill. And that's who Scott Leffler trusts inside the goal line and in the middle of the field, everywhere. But I think his ability to run the ball opened up some things in this offense.
Stewart. And that deep eye got hit at the 5-yard line and got stood up again. And this is going to bring up now 3rd down and goal with the football right at the 5-yard line for this Bowling Green offense.
Nice job by Akron on reacting to the lineman pulling and just understanding how to run fit there. Bowling Green, they're thinking 7 points right here. That'll make it really hard on Akron. But if this defense can hold up for a field goal, then they still got a shot relatively.
This Bowling Green offense, it averages just a shade under 20 points on the year. Got to take advantage of that defensive turnover on that throwback to the end zone. Flags are going to fly, and that is probably going to be a hold on the end zone that's going to go against Akron. They were looking to connect on that throwback. I think that was to the senior tight end, Andrew Bench. Everybody's got that in their playbook, Marcus
Pass interference. Defense number 91. That foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
Try to influence that, right? And off that play fake, and then you come back to the tight end in the other side of the football field in the end zone.
Yeah, that's a delayed play right there. And you see,
I think there was Bench, wasn't it? Yeah. Andrew Bench, the tight end.
Yep, you see C.J. Nunnally getting called for that.
Now first down for the 2-yard line. Oh, Terrion Stewart, look at him break off, tackles again, and he's in the end zone. Terrion Stewart was hit behind the line of scrimmage. Young man basically says, no problem, I'll find my way into the house again for the Bowling Green touchdown.
I want to give some credit to the strength and conditioning coach at this point, Kevin Tolbert, because this is weight room right here. Watch the leg strength there, just being able to run up out of tackles, bounce off people. This man's having a day.
Terrion Stewart got Bowling Green in the house yet one more time as they add to their lead. And 3 touchdowns sound. Of course, the rest of the team, that's total yards now. So this has all been about Terrion Stewart. We kind of got an inkling from Scott Leffler that if they could get that offensive line all oiled up and ready to roll, that it would be a heavy workload afternoon for Stewart, and he's delivered.
They haven't been able to throw the ball as effectively and efficiently as they would like. But Scott Leffler really is a run-first kind of guy. He's that big, long, mean offensive line. But then you have a running back like Stewart. Why not give it to him? Recent people ran through Georgia Tech, and he's doing it today. I mean, and sometimes he's just making people miss. I'm not sure if everybody even wants to tackle him in space, but just look at how he's just running through tackles and he's taking 2 or 3 guys, and he falls forward. I think that's one of his superpowers, as he just keeps slashing through this Akron defense. And he's basically taking the game over, Mike.
Yep, he's up to 670 yards total on the year, and of course, this is football game number 8 on the year. Bowling Green Falcons, for them, more importantly, trying to even their mark at 4-4 overall as you look at the scoring drive. And again, spearheaded by that man who wears number 4 in the brown and orange, Terrion Stewart.
Got to credit that Bowling Green defense for creating that turnover, getting them the football in a very favorable position.
Blake Hester is standing back at his 5-yard line awaiting this kickoff, and line drive shot. It's going to go out of bounds, and that's going to give Akron an opportunity to start this drive advantageously. But if you're Akron right now, I mean,
kickoff out of bounds. Number 43 of the kicking team. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10.
3:20 left in this third quarter, so still over 18 minutes left. But for Akron, offensively, it has been a challenge. And Marcus, they just haven't been able to put together consistency. And that's Joe Moorhead was discussing that with us this week.
Definitely, and they haven't found their rhythm. I thought they had a good game plan coming out, run pass, play action, getting the ball to linger. But now they're in a situation where they don't necessarily have to panic, but they do have to score. I mean, if you want to win this game, you can still win by 1 point if you just get 3 touchdowns and play some defense. Easier said than done versus a very disruptive Bowling Green defense.
And it'll be with quarterback Jeff Undercuffler, and off play action, he'll deliver that first down throw. Let's see if a flag comes out there. It does not, as Undercuffler hit the throw to Daniel George. George was trying to say, wait a minute, didn't Husky hit me when I was out of bounds?
Yeah, that was awfully close over there. Let's see, was he out of bounds? Yeah, but you know what? When he landed, and Husky was already on the move.
Well, partner, how about the impact that Jalen Husky has had from his corner spot? Looking out, and Bowling Green is just absolutely running to the football with their front seven. Darren Anders, know this young man pretty well, Marcus Ray. Tell you more about it in a moment.
That's a great play, man. But it's going to be hard to run side to side, east and west, against this athletic defense. You see Anders right there, 316 career tackles, tops amongst those, FBS, first team all conference 2 years ago. I mean, this guy, man, he understands the system, man.
Really does. Well, this terrific young man, as I said, got to know him during his high school career. Undercuffler will check down and put the football in the hands of Drake Anderson. Back to Darren Anders. My son Cal, the Westlake program, played against Anders during their high school careers. And Anders is the type of young man, is always very complimentary. He said, you know, Mr. Rig, I like competing against your son. You know, just a young man to think about that.
Charge timeout. Akron, 30 seconds.
16, 17 years old. Again, you know, we love talking to, high school and college athletes, and the ones that, are able to carry on those conversations with you. You know, Marcus, it means a lot. So this young man, again, I root for a young man like that because, you know him, you get to see them and meet them when they're 14, 15 years old as a high school player, and then see their entire development, not just as a football player, but as a young man. Love it.
Oh, you
love it.
Gotta love it, man. He's graduating. He's going on to bigger and better things, man, but he's been a great story for Bowling Green and a staple of their defense.
Yeah, he has. And, he's one of the top linebackers in the Mid-American Conference. And, when we asked Joe Moorhead about him, the Akron head coach, he said it's real simple. Their defense runs through him. Everything that Akron does, Bowling Green does defensively starts with him. Undercuffler's throw. It was off the hands of his receiver, and it's picked off. Bowling Green has got another INT. And coming up with that pick for the Bowling Green Falcons once again today. And on that INT for Bowling Green, Trent Sims, the junior, the boundary safety out of nearby Toledo, Sylvania Northview High School.
The one thing I'll tell you about interceptions, a lot of them come from tips and overthrows, as you see there. But that's a great job of concentrating, catching the football by Sims. That is his first interception of the season. And what I will tell you, I played on a great defense in 1997 at Michigan, led by Charles Woodson and all kind of other great guys. But turnovers become contagious. If you get a pick, then I might get one too. And we talk about 5 turnovers last week that Bowling Green created, 2 pick sixes, 4 interceptions. They're right back in that same mode today.
Well, completely understood. And Bowling Green now late third quarter, once again playing on the Akron side of the football field. As the first down carry went to Jason Patterson. So Patterson getting an opportunity here. He's a 215-pound junior running back, a Marcus out of Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah.
First time we've seen him today.
They call him JP. And I'll tell you what, man, he can burn. But that running back room at Bowling Green is awfully crowded, but it is talented.
His 22nd carry of the year. Jason Patterson. Oh, look at the time in the pocket for Connor Blazak. And his throw will throw the football out of bounds. Blazak going to live to play another down here. It'll be 3rd and long.
Nice coverage there by the Zips on the back end. Blazak, he can move around. Now, he may not be an option quarterback and all of that or dual threat, but he will hurt you with his legs. And he showed there he can escape pressure and take care of the football. Just don't throw it to the other team. That's all Scott Leffler was talking about, was Bowling Green taking care of the football, and they're a different team. Feels like they can play with anyone whenever they protect the football and don't have a bunch of penalties.
Well, Scott Leffler told us he's been dealing with a leg injury and a hand injury. Didn't make his 6th start here today. Now we got whistles.
First charge timeout. Bowling Green, 30 seconds.
32nd timeout here for Scott Leffler and his offense. But here late third quarter, Marcus Ray, Bowling Green obviously in a very, very good place. They're looking for their 4th win of the year to even their record. And, Scott Leffler is the one to say that, again, the MAC is so very, very difficult. We know that it is, but also we know, as we look at their remaining schedule, if they were to put this one in the win column today and they're up by 3 touchdowns, you're looking now. And then Ball State here at home, at Kent State, winnable football games if you're Scott Leffler and Bowling Green. And if that were to become fact and reality, that gets you to 6 wins on the year. Now they want more than that, but it does make you bowl eligible.
Yeah, bowl eligible. That's huge. Helps in recruiting. Get those extra practices.
And a fire middle, and that is hauled in. Touchdown, Harold Fannin Jr. That very talented tight end. He took that rope of a throw from Connor Blazak, and Fannin took it to the end zone for the Bowling Green touchdown for Fannin, his 2nd TD catch of the year.
That's the one thing about him. He's a matchup problem at 6'4" and 230 who can run out of Kent McKinley, as you stated earlier. It's a great call by Bowling Green, understanding the coverage. Akron there had a bust on the back end, and every time you see a guy running free down the middle, uncovered, there's some miscommunication there.
Max Warner, the co-offensive coordinator, along with Greg Nossel for Scott Leffler and this Bowling Green offense. But yeah, I saw Harold Fannin in his high school career, Marcus, from that very strong Canton McKinley program. And, he knew, I remember as a sophomore being told, right, that's a Division I football player right there when he was a 10th grader. Yep,
and that's showing up to be true. I think Akron was trying to play Tampa 2. I'll tell you what Tampa 2 is. When you got 2 safeties on the hash, and they're responsible for anything deep, but they spread a little wider, and the middle backer is supposed to take whoever's running down the middle.
Partner, that's a tough ask, though, in some situations, isn't it?
Yeah, after I saw the replay, I said, oh, man, you're asking the linebacker to cover Fannin down the middle. And Blazak recognized that and made a great throw.
Yeah, look, and Brian McCoy and Antavius Fish, we've sung their praises, and rightfully so, in the first half. But as we just alluded to now, when you're talking about dropping in coverage and running with a tight end like Fannin, who's really a wide receiver with that kind of capability, that's not easy.
No, that's not easy at all, man. And if you do, you better get some pressure on that quarterback.
All right, from the 5-yard line on this Akron Zips return, being knocked down before he got to the 25-yard line. It was Blake Hester, the junior, one of the veterans in this Akron program. And, you know, Marcus, I know we've still got a whole fourth quarter to play, but I'm sure that this is one that Joe Moorhead going to be disappointed in terms of, you know, again, where, and this is a head coach now with very high expectations about what he demands of himself, his coaches, and where they want to take their football program.
Yeah, because they've been in a lot of one-score games this year, lost by 3 a couple times, 2. You know, you talk about going to double overtime with Indiana. It's just one of those things where you're so close but yet so far away.
Yeah.
And then you got to find a way to win. And after you get that first one off, you know, or maybe you put 2 in a row, and it's got to be tough, man, because Joe Moorhead, man, he's a fierce competitor.
Yes,
now.
Extremely.
He hates losing. He wants to win, and he scores a lot of points in his past, and he's been doing this a long time. So I think, you know, when you're taking over a program that wasn't doing too well, sometimes it just takes a little bit longer just to teach the culture of winning.
The offensive coordinator of great renown, by the way, at programs like Oregon, Pac-12, Penn State in the Big Ten. Head coach at Fordham with tremendously potent offenses.
That's the end of the third quarter.
All right, we've got 45 minutes in the books. We'll continue with our conversation as we start quarter number 4. Well, Bowling Green's defense is short, set up a couple of short fields, and Terrion Stewart has taken advantage for the 34-7 Bowling Green lead.
We don't know any first responders who only give 90%. Or farmers, the workers who build our towns, roads, infrastructure. They don't stop at halfway. And good luck finding a small business owner who's happy with an 80% effort. That's why they use Ford trucks.
Back inside Norton Berry Stadium, Bowling Green with this big lead, and it's been about creating 9 turnovers in the last 2 games, Marcus Ray, for this Bowling Green defense.
Yeah, and everyone, you see Ferguson there, they even blocked punts and ran one back last week. You just see this defense, man, they fly around. There's that man Husky again, and you just see tips, overthrows. This defense is very productive and disruptive. And you're looking at today's game. Once again, they're getting to the quarterback, and the football is coming out. They are separating the man from the football. You see Anders, him getting the strip sack, and your boy Trent Sims, he tried to get busy after he picked that one off. So you're talking 9 turnovers in 2 weeks. That's something spectacular going on defensively. Kudos to the Falcons.
A lot of getting busy, huh?
Yeah.
No doubt about that. This is a 3rd and 10. Undercuffler's going to check down. That's going to be a first down as Akron's going to get the sticks moved as Undercuffler indeed did check down. Bobby Golden, he's a sophomore out of Miami. He made the catch and in enough for that first down. As we take a look at Jeff Undercuffler, a lot of his throws have been high today, Marcus. Almost like a baseball pitcher. Anything with the throwing motion that you're seeing today from Jeff Undercuffler that maybe he's got to make some adjustments on, because most incompletions are high overthrows.
Yeah, I think it started off with the weather, and then I just think it came from the pressure that he started seeing from this defense.
Put that one in a crowd, and it was broken up. It was intended for his wide receiver Daniel George, and breaking that up, Patrick Day, the boundary safety.
That's good protection there by the offensive line. They just haven't been able to get too much separation from this Falcons secondary, and then they're mixing up their blitzes. And when they zone blitz, which just means they play zone and they just add some pressure to it, whether it's a 5-man blitz instead of a 4-man rush, They know how to rotate and just understand where to be on the field.
Undercuffler just 15 of 29 this afternoon for 176. Going to throw his 30th pass of the day, and that was broken up. You know, and a lot of these throws, when they're trying to hit something that extends the secondary, it's just it's kind of like by design, not to Josiah Gathings. Just put it up in the air and ask your wide receiver, Marcus, to go make a play for you.
Yeah, that's called a 50-50 ball right there. And Gathings actually should have caught that. And so when you look at that coverage, Oladokin, Jordan, it's good coverage back there, man. And he rotated, and that's all Bowling Green does. It looks like it's there sometimes, but it's really not. And they bait a lot of throws, too, and that's how you create turnovers.
I like that. I got to get you to explain that when you say baiting a throw.
Where the ball was snapped, delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, third down.
Just so many things are, not in sync right now for Joe Moorhead's offense. But when you say a defense baiting a QB, what are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about making him think something is there that's not. So if you're a corner and you're kind of hanging low, and it looks like that route behind you is
Please
open.
set the game clock.
You're
14 minutes and 1 second. 14:01 on the game clock, please.
You're making him think that that's a throw that's not there. It's like an illusion. It's like, go ahead. It's like putting the carrot in front of the donkey, man. Making him think it's there, but
Quite an analogy, partner. Very good. Carrot in front of the donkey. Undercuffler's got to get out of the pocket. Bought some time and hit his throw. So buying time gave him an opportunity to find Adrian Norton. Norton is he's a true freshman. First time we've called Norton today, so he's getting some snaps, some reps, and some run here as a true freshman in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I like how he improvised and kept the drive alive. Kept the play alive there, and actually probably would have had that first down, young Norton, if he would have just got north and south. Just got to understand, have some field awareness to get the first down.
All right, he came up a little bit short of the sticks. It's going to bring up fourth down and short. Taj Bullock come back in the football field here for this fourth down? He certainly did. So Taj Bullock off a play fake. Oh, in trouble. In trouble. Down he goes. Sack time. Guess who, ladies and gentlemen? Darren Enders, the North Olmsted High School around Massillon on the east side of the state of Ohio at the University of Michigan. And, of course, Lloyd Carr's Michigan staff. Look at that. The head coach, assistant coach, and linebacking coach, and also wide receiver coach Scott Morrison and Eric Campbell joining head coach Scott Loeffler, who nobody knows him better than you. You guys were all teammates together for Lloyd Carr and the Michigan Wolverines with great success, including a national championship in 1997.
Yeah, Loeffler was a great quarterback coming out of Barberton. He was a year ahead of me. And barring a shoulder injury, he would have been the second coming to Todd Collins. He was the backup quarterback as a redshirt freshman. So Loeffler's been all over the place. But here's the thing, though, that makes him different. People don't know. His fifth year, he spent time in the defensive backs room as a student assistant. Started his coaching career while we were still on scholarship.
This is Camden Orth now. Orth has got a lot of green in front of him, using the lively legs to get inside the 20-yard line. And a Bowling Green first down. Go ahead, partner.
Yeah, so Scott, started his career early. He was very close to Mike DeBoard, spent some time at Central Michigan. He's been under Frank Beamer.
Yes.
Urban Meyer. He's learned from a lot of guys, man. So Loeffler, he and I have been friends for 30 years now. So it's just good to see him having some success today. But I also studied, I was telling Coach Moorhead, I'm a high school coach now too, but I used some of his plays, man, some of that stuff he was doing at Penn State, man. I had the playbook right in my home office.
Yes, you certainly did tell Coach Moorhead all about that.
He said, "Hey man, just come on up, man."
He did.
Didn't he? Y'all sent it to you.
He invited us, didn't he?
I'm telling you, man, he got some good stuff going on. But yeah, you know, I think what Leffler was trying to do when he came here was bring some of the old Michigan traditions and coaching philosophies from Lloyd and Coach Moeller.
No question about that, yeah.
So when you see at one point he had Jim Herman was down here, the former D coordinator. Cato June was here a year or two ago. And you see obviously Steve Morrison and Kevin Tolbert worked at Michigan in the strength and conditioning program under Mike Gittleson for a long time. So Scott's trying to have Michigan South, if you will, in the MAC.
Yeah, not too far away from, of course, the big house in Ann Arbor. Honestly, you know, as the crow flies, less than 100 miles away. You know, just
holding. Offense number 56. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
So that hold is going to go on Armin Bethea. There's Bethea. There's a lot of the twos on the football field offensively right now for Scott Leffler and Bowling Green.
Yeah, as you see right there to the right of your screen, he just grabbed that jersey and he got a full chest wrap going on there. And you almost can call holding on every play, man, at every level.
Oh, you're one of those guys?
Yeah, man, but you gotta let them play. But if it's something that affects the play and it's clear that there's a hold and a grab and a tackle, then you have to call it.
No, I got you. Jason Patterson is the running back right now, and that's the off that zone read concept, that RPO, keeping the football again. Of course, Camden Orth, this young man who's Long Island University started his career at.
LIU, yeah, man, he's a pretty good athlete, man. They say he's a competitor, studies the game. You know, last week he threw a couple of interceptions, and one of them was admitted by Scott Leffler. It wasn't the greatest call. The second one was just a late pass on third down. So it's good to see him have a better game than he had last week.
Sure. And Coach Leffler said to us,
after the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 40, his first of the game. Penalized half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Busy day for Jeremy Valentine and his staff, huh?
Yeah, especially on the Akron side.
Wow.
Bowling Green, like I said, they're one of the most highly penalized teams in the country, but not today. Akron caught the penalty bug, and it's that point of the game where it's probably almost about over, and you're getting a little chippy, and there's no love lost between these teams.
No, nope.
They see each other every year for the most part, at least for the last 10 years.
Yep, in the MAC East Division. Now again, that RPO and the quarterback will keep the football. That's Camden Orth, and Orth is inside the 5-yard line. And again, Scott Leffler, we spent a lot of conversation about his quarterbacks, and he said, well, Camden did some nice things, but the interceptions are a big issue for me, and I let him know about it this week. And May night, we've got Camden. You've got to protect the football.
Have to. And that's the same thing we talked to Joe Moorhead about.
Yes.
When obviously Irons went out, then he had Taj Bullock in there, and then we saw Undercuffler starting. But, all those quarterbacks have about 3-4 interceptions apiece, and we talked about, why, and what can you do?
Well, that football came out. It looked like Bowling Green got back on top of it, but that was a jarring hit that was put on Jason Patterson, right? Watch that here.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a strong hit.
Man, let's take a look. That's good football by Akron in there. It looks like Jaron Griffin, I'm sorry.
Yes.
He actually got in there and put his hat right on the football, number 17. Reserve linebacker getting some snaps.
240-pound sophomore of the state of Mississippi. Well, Scott Leffler, doesn't matter that he's got this one well in hand. You don't like seeing the football, especially in the red zone, get on the ground like that. Now Orth. And a good look end zone. Is hauled in. Touchdown. Bowling Green making that grab for the Falcons in the end zone for the 6. Abdul Fatah Ibrahim on the touchdown throw from Orth.
Yes, you know, it was a good play call because they ran a switch route, Mike. And you know what a switch route is? It's like crisscross. And those receivers, when they go make an X right in front of your face, and what Ibrahim did was curled right back around. They thought he was vacating his area, and he cut right back in there. That's a great play call.
Alabama A&M transfer, and that is his second touchdown catch on the year for the 200-pounder, adding the PAT. Once again for Bowling Green, Alan Anaya Ibrahim puts 6 on the board for Bowling Green. Yeah, you're getting a workout if you're the men in uniform here today at Dwight Perry Stadium. But you know, Akron, in the first quarter they had a 7-3 lead, and since that point in time, it's been a 38-zip bull rush by these Bowling Green Falcons.
Well, we've seen that before when they ran off 38 unanswered against Georgia Tech. Bowling Green gets hot, man. I'll tell you right now. They get smoking hot. Now, when they're cold, they're cold.
Yep.
But when they get hot, on both sides of the ball, it's almost like they complement each other. Like if the defense is getting those turnovers, offense is obviously getting points off of it. But then when the offense starts rolling, and then it's like just one of those deals, man. But Akron showed some promise now, and just like that's what we talked about at the top of the show was the first quarter.
Exactly.
We talked, and they won that first quarter. I mean, they came out and,
again.
Yeah.
Now this is their 7th football game of the year. They've had a lead in now 5 first quarters. Didn't mean to interrupt you, partner.
No,
go ahead.
No, actually, he was making a great point. I was sitting there thinking, like, when I was making sure I was saying what was right. They won the first quarter. I was just thinking, like, you know, they came out, they had the nice little swing pass out of the backfield, and Linger got going, and then the game just slowly started to get away from them. And it really didn't get away from them until the third quarter. And we showed the score by quarters on the graphics earlier. Bowling Green, 21 points in that third quarter. I think coming out of halftime, it started with those turnovers. When they started creating those turnovers, but Akron had that promising drive, though, too. Remember, they got down there about the 30-yard line, and then they shot themselves in the foot with the penalties.
Yeah, they did. So now, offensively, I'm going to get back at it, and they're going to go back to, now we've seen the 2 quarterbacks today. They're going to go back to Jeff Undercuffler, who connects with Daniel George on his first down throw.
Yeah, that's one of their popular first down plays. You can either hand it off or you can throw the out cut. Some people throw a hitch out of that. So that's still a form of an RPO as well, but that's one of their plays that Coach Moorhead likes to run, keeps the defense honest on first down.
All right, 2nd and 7 now. Yes, we are halfway through this 4th quarter. Undercuffler, but you know, unfortunately, just been a lot of checkdowns. Got a late flag, and that's going to be a late hit that's going to go on Bowling Green after Daniel George made the grab. And we will once again hear from our game referee, Jeremy Valentine.
Yeah, and I didn't want to take a look here at targeting. On
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Okay. Then let's take a look here, right here. Oh, he wasn't down yet, but it's. I was thinking more
that could have been a target, huh?
Yeah, I was thinking.
Or they could have looked at it anyway.
That was Davian Mayo, middle linebacker, transferred from Memphis. But the forward progress had been stopped. You want to protect the players. It's, you know, safety first.
Now from the 47-yard line, a lot of time. Undercuffler's going to take a shot. He had running free his tight end. Again, that is Newell. Jake Newell, the redshirt freshman out of the state of Oregon, began his career in Arizona State. And I believe, Marcus, as we looked at this, there's over 30 young men who are transfers. Started their career at another program, Division I, and now here as an Akron Zip.
Yeah, that's the way of the world in college football is, you know, if you want to play somewhere else, you have that option to do so. Makes it hard on high school recruiting, though, too. When those guys get re-recruited. And you know what? The coaches that go shopping in the portal, they have to recruit their own players from leaving.
Yeah.
You have to. Sometimes you don't know who's going to be there from year to year, week to week. So the portal has definitely had an impact on college football.
You know, Joe Moorhead, you know, you know, maybe I'm known him for a long time. He'll get this thing right.
Oh, he will.
At the University of Akron. He's going to get it right.
It's going to happen.
He has been too successful a head foot. Hey, listen, that's why Akron wanted to hire him and made sure they got it done. Excellent catch in traffic there as Undercuffler delivered a rope that was hauled in on that catch by Caleb Anderson. Anderson's a junior getting playing time here in the fourth quarter.
You know, I think that curl route has been there all game for Akron, but they really didn't utilize it much. But Anderson's a good-looking kid, though, 6'2", 215. Good kid. He can run. He's got some soft hands. But I think with the way Bowling Green plays their coverage, I think that's where you could possibly attack them a little bit more.
Clock on the move as we're inside 6 minutes. Undercuffler had to get out of the pocket, made that late throw. Jake Newell made the catch. And it pushed out of bounds. That got 6 for Akron on the hookup. The fifth-year senior, Jeff Undercuffler. We've also seen the redshirt sophomore, Taj Bullock, play today. And of course, DJ Irons, the fifth-year senior, began this season as Akron's starting quarterback.
Yeah, when he went down, some things changed.
Yeah, it did.
And I mean, just like any team, I mean, when you're starting quarter, he's a starter for a reason. And when he goes out, you know, it's going to be a little different to have the same magic.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to running back Lorenzo Lingard out of the zone read and that RPO concept. And Lingard will move to sticks. First down for the Akron Zips. Next week, after this one today, Akron will get back home where they'll have their wagon wheel battle against their Northeast Ohio rival, the Kent State Golden Flashes.
Yeah, you see it right there. And then they have to travel to Oxford, Ypsilanti. Doesn't get any easier.
Well, Marcus, they're in the midst of 4 of 5 on the road. As that is dropped, not able to haul that in was Caleb Anderson. So, yeah, you're in the midst of 4 or 5 on the road. They played very well. Lost 17-10 against a good Central Michigan football team last week. So now today, this one is going to go in the loss column. So home to Kent State, and then at Miami, won't be easy. At Eastern Michigan, won't be easy. So, you know, from there thinking Joe Moorhead and his staff, you get that wagon wheel rivalry, and, of course, they get home, and you know they're going to want to bounce back against Kent State. Undercuffler's throw against softer coverage, and that is hauled in. Like Adrian Norton. Yeah, it was Adrian Norton who made the grab. The freshman out of Huber Heights, Ohio, Stebbins High School.
That was a good throw there. I like the timing of it. And as you mentioned, a lot of those throws were high earlier. That one was right on point.
So on the move is quarterback Jeff Undercuffler. That quick out again inside the 5-yard line, and that's hauled in by Caleb Anderson. So Akron, you know, hey, of course, man, you get in there, and these guys, a lot of second-team guys, but you want to get in the end zone, put points on the board.
Yeah, and you want to end the game on a high note. I mean, you want to go back and watch this drive and point out some positive plays, you know, just to keep the kids believing in the system and showing them who they can be when they execute, regardless of who's out there for Bowling Green. I mean, that's the same thing. Bowling Green's got some backups in there to try to get some reps, and they're still going to get evaluated.
Now back to that zone read ground game, and outside the numbers and inside the pylon for the Akron touchdown, Drake Anderson. So the fifth-year senior, the running back, got in as he got to the edge and made it happen for the Akron run game.
Yeah, he bounced that one. He showed some speed there, too. Showed a burst getting around that left end. Bowling Green missed a couple of tackles. They got some penetration. But nevertheless, like I said, you want to end the game on a high note. You want to, show some flashes of what could be. Still run the scheme.
Well, Noah Perez looking to add the PAT. So the Akron drive culminates in putting the 7 points on the board. 3:02 left in it. We'll come back and finish it out.
Offside. Defense number 18. That penalty is declined. Track the point is good. Timeout on the field.
Drake Anderson got in the end zone. We'll be back in a moment.
You are not related.
Quarter lead. What else is going on around the Mid-American Conference? Ooh, Marcus Ray. Good one down in Athens, Ohio. Tim Albin, his Ohio Bobcats got that 20-17 win. That's the only one that's a final. Buffalo's leading Kent State at the half, as you see, by 8. Ball State on top of Central Michigan. Good one going on in DeKalb. Eastern Michigan, Northern Illinois tied at 10. One of the two strong programs down in Oxford, Ohio. And Toledo's Rockets, Jason Candle and his squad have the lead over Chuck Martin and the Miami Redhawks, two outstanding MAC football programs.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back to tell you more about this 41-14 Bowling Green lead over Akron.
You are not related. There's no ancestry connecting you. But look how similar you are. You work at it. You keep going. You may not be brothers and sisters, but if tough,
plant-powered mascara, Cleantopia. 300% extreme lush volume with 100% plant cellulose fibers. Let's go to Cleantopia. New Lash Blast Cleantopia from CoverGirl.
Strength of second half performance. Big time, for the Bowling Green Falcons today. 1 of 3 Terrion Stewart touchdown runs. 131 yards on the ground and 3 TDs today for this tremendously talented 225-pound sophomore out of Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah, did you see Bazelak getting into it, fanning in the mix? Yeah, it's good to see Bowling Green get their air attack going. I think they had only thrown for 15 or so yards, man. When we were talking about this after the first half, turn around, and they can light it up quick, man, and got some things going. I think Terrion Stewart's run game, his performance, really opened up some things in the throw game too. I mean, that defense, they just went bananas, man. They just started taking the ball away left and right.
So as you see here, Scott Leffler has gone to his third quarterback today. This is Lucian Anderson. He's a true freshman. And Scott Leffler went into Athens, Georgia. So to get this young man, Georgia Bulldogs country down there. And Scott Leffler's maybe has his quarterback of the future here. Now running free outside the numbers. Back to the run game for the Bowling Green Falcons. That carry was from running back Jamel Johnson. He's a junior out of Frankfort, Illinois. First time we've seen him today.
Yeah, he looked good on that run. That's good patience, nice, good blocking right there by the right side. And then he's a good-looking kid there, man. I told you that running back room at Bowling Green, it's thick, man.
It is, and you see Lucian Anderson, the young man we told you about. So there are a lot of 3s, meaning third-teamers, and Marcus, even some 4s who are 4 on the depth chart here. And, this is, and coaches, hey, they love to get the opportunity to play, especially their young players that, again, most normally aren't going to get on the football field at game time.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you get those guys in, it's a good deal, and they get some experience. And then, what you also do is you rest up your starters. You don't want to get anyone injured. You still got some important games coming up.
There's that RPO again, and pulling the football out of the midsection of running back Jamel Johnson is this quarterback, Lucian Anderson III. Well, we just showed you him. True freshman.
Well, you actually get 4 games to play as a...
Yes.
So, I mean, you know, you might see a few freshmen out there, and as a season, I really love that rule that you can play 4 games and not lose a year of eligibility as a freshman or any, you know. It's just one of those deals, man, because it's a long season. You don't want to burn a red shirt on one play or one series.
No question about it, and another carry there for... That carry came from Chris Edmonds. The young man from nearby Toledo was a terrific running back for a very strong Central Catholic High School program and schools in downtown Toledo. So Edmonds getting an opportunity. He's a true freshman. And, you know, Marcus, when you think about it, the top 2 quarterbacks here for this Bowling Green football team, right? Connor Bazelak and Camden Arth are both seniors. We're redshirt seniors. So with these young players getting opportunity, now Terrion Stewart is only a sophomore, so he's going to be back here next year.
Yeah.
After next year, who knows? With Stewart, the way he's going, it could be 3 years and then on to the NFL.
Yeah,
for him.
If he keeps that up, man, and Scott
That's the end of the game.
All about that.
All right.
Graduate, run the football, and you never know.
Scott Leffler and Joe Moorhead come together, congratulate one another. This 60 minutes is in the books as a 41-14 Bowling Green win over Akron. So Marcus Ray, Bowling Green now evens their record at 4-4 on the year. Akron falls to 1-7 and still looking for their first MAC win. And Terrion Stewart, the young man who was absolutely phenomenal today.
Yeah, had a slow start, but he picked up his pace, got his momentum going, picked up some great blocks, and I think Scott Leffler and those guys figured out exactly what run plays they needed to run. 19 touches, 131 and 3 touchdowns. And he was a man amongst boys. It was tough to bring down in the goal line, open field. It didn't matter. He fell forward. Great day for that young man. Terrific Terrion.
Well, as we mentioned, Marcus Ray, you said Kent State next week. For Bowling Green now, Ball State next week. So you see this possibly as a strong finish for head coach Scott Leffler and his Bowling Green football team?
I think so. I really think if you can play defense the way they played the last 2 weeks and then run the football, clean up the penalties, don't turn it over, Bowling Green is just as good as anybody in this conference.
Akron will get back home next week against Kent State. That's going to do it for us. A resounding 41-14 Bowling Green win over the Akron Zips. Terrific job today by our producer, Gene Winters, our director, John Staley, and all of the terrific crew here that made it work for you on ESPN. Now from my partner, Marcus Ray, I'm Michael Regai. Hope you enjoyed it, everybody. We'll see you next week from Eastern Michigan. Bowling Green, a big winner.